After the United States imposed 50% tariffs on Canadian products worth $20 billion as talks between both sides failed, Canada has now vowed to match the tariff imposed by the Trump administration dollar for dollar. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has said that the last-minute changes in the U.S. proposed terms were unfair, uneconomic, and called into question the reliability of any deal. He also said that Canada declined despite Washington's offer to reduce tariffs on sectors such as steel and aluminium. The move marks a sharp escalation in trade tensions between the two countries. Arzu Seth joins us on the broadcast to share more on this. Arzu, of course, information coming our way as far as Canada and the United States is concerned, especially on the matter of tariffs. What more information do we have? We, of course, see that diplomatic tussle, in a way, taking place.
Yes, Canada has suspended the trade negotiation with the United States. Prime Minister Mark Carney said that the last-minute changes to Washington's proposed terms were deemed unfair and uneconomic a day after the U.S. President Donald Trump has, in fact, said that U.S. should be able to have a deal with Canada. Also, Carney said that the decision must, follow the recent progress in talk, but added that it had not been enough to meet the Canada's objective of securing the tariff-free access for most Canadian business, also reducing U.S. tariffs on key industries and protecting the small and middle-sized business. Also, over the past 18 months, Canada's new government have focused on building our strength at home, diversifying our partnership abroad, and also striking a fair deal with the United States. This is what Carney said in a statement. Further announcing the decision to suspend the negotiations. He added that in a recent week, we made important progress towards improving Canada's position as having the best deal in the world with the U.S. Also, however, that process have not been enough to meet our objectives for Canadians, and as a result, this evening, I have decided to suspend the trade negotiation with the U.S. and have directed Canadian negotiators to return to Ottawa. This is what the statement have been, posted by Mark Carney on X also. Yes.
All right, Arzu, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast. Dr. Sharat Kohli, senior economist, joins us as well. So appreciate you taking out time. And well, the Trump trade war has expanded as we speak. What essentially do you make of the statements that have been made by the Canadian Prime Minister? Because, I have to say this, amidst the diplomacy, it really takes a lot of frustration and anger to come to a point where a Prime Minister is calling a decision unfair and uneconomic.
Well, good afternoon, Safri, to you and the viewers. I think just when the deal was looking closer than anything else, the 50% tariffs which America had levied, Canada was objecting that Section 232 is not the right section under which these particular tariffs should be levied. And when the details came out, Mark Carney analyzed the details and he found that it is not a dollar-for-dollar deal, which means it's not fair that what America is demanding from Canada and what Canada is demanding from America, there's a lot of difference between the two. So because of that, Mark Carney has to work in his national interest. We should not forget, Asabri, that Canada is the second largest trade partner of America. The total bilateral trade between the two countries is about $720 billion.
Yes.
And, a lot of products, they flow both ways. And America is quite heavily, I would say, dependent on Canada for food, fruits, and so many other things. And so is Canada. So when Mark Carney found that this deal is not fair, he has suspended the talks. And this is what Donald Trump's, approach has been. It's been an attempt to bully the nations. And once he declared, he called, I remember when Trudeau was there, he called him Governor Trudeau. He wanted Canada to be to the 51st state. So the bullying approach probably doesn't work in international diplomacy. You have to be very consensual. And I think a deal has to be balanced on both the sides. The same thing has happened to the Indian deal. Well, India may not have suspended the deal, but the deal has not been able to arrive to a conclusion simply because it is not being found to be very fair for that matter. So that's the story with Canada. I think with Canada, America seems to be going on in an ongoing dialogue for almost 1.5 years now. There has been a lot of stress that Canada is supposed to be younger brother of America. But somehow things don't seem to be working out. It's simply because of the approach of President Trump. When he tries to dominate, he tries to, it's my way or highway. That's what he says, and it doesn't go well with so many heads of state of Saudi.
You know, sir, I do want to understand from you in your assessment, you know, of course, because both the sides, both the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Canada have made their statements. Do you think there is a possibility that one may succumb to the other's bullying?
Well, I don't know who is, because I don't think Mark Carney is going to succumb, because at the end of the day, you know, he has to keep his national interest in mind. Because what President Trump wants is that his agriculture products, his food products, a lot of machinery going from America, defense equipment going from America, should be landing in Canada tax-free. Whereas the Canadian goods which come into America, you know, he wants to levy tariff on that. So it has to be fair on both the sides. So I think looking at President Trump and how he's been dealing, he might just agree, okay, fine, when he finds there is shortage of goods in America. He just might agree, okay, fine, let's just agree for some time. You know, he's known for his back and forth decisions. So I think any back foot would be probably taken by America. I really don't think Canada is going to go on the back foot, because that was Prime Minister Trudeau at that time, and now it's Prime Minister Carney. I think Canada is very clear in its approach. I think America will have to probably rethink the whole strategy, Sabri.
All right, sir. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, sharing your perspectives with us on this important story. On that note, we step into a very short break. Thanks for watching.